All right, so we are continuing our session of Tales from the Loop, which was interrupted by some technical issues. We're down 2 kids, so we're missing our bookworm and our rocker, but that's fine. We have a weirdo, a hick, and a popular kid, so I'm sure we got everything covered. So last session, just as a quick recap, you guys had been investigating the mystery of some killer birds that were starting to get a bit aggressive. You went searching around for some clues, and after talking to a somewhat crazy ornithologist and a girl who had been staying in her uncle's scientist's house while he was gone somewhere, we're not quite sure where. You managed to track down the possible location of the scientist and some potential answers about the birds to a magnetrine ship. And when we left off, you guys had just started, you'd gotten a hold of a boat and were steering the boat towards the magnetrine ship. So you're sort of riding through like a archipelago of a bunch of tiny little islands, a bunch of wreckage and debris sort of poking up from above the surface of the water. And you see up ahead of you a large ship, a wreck of a magnetrine ship about 25 meters long that's laying tilted to one side, just sort of on top of one of these very small islands that you're approaching in your boat.
Russell is going to join us in a second.
Oh, okay, cool. So then
suddenly our bookworm spawns into the boat.
Smug
oh God,
I'm
I'm about to post instead of responding his message. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's been with you the whole time. Magnus, on the other hand, he decided he was too cool for this. Hey.
And totally not freaked out by the dead birds.
Yeah. Hey.
And he probably knows I never piloted a boat before.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of which, who is actually steering the boat? You are? Johan is steering the boat?
Yeah, that's my dad's boat, so...
All right. Go ahead.
Not wreck it.
Go ahead and give me a move roll, or a sneak roll, to see how quietly and stealthily you're maneuvering the boat through the water.
Ooh, let's see. That's 6. 5 body, 1 sneak. Let's see how it goes. Not so well. No successes.
Okay. So you have some choices. You can spend a luck point to re-roll.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can mark off a condition and then basically succeed, or actually re-roll also.
Okay.
One of them is re-roll everything that's not a 6. Yeah, that one's re-roll everything that's not a 6. Or you can choose to fail or succeed, but with some kind of consequence that I think up.
I don't think I will use a luck point because I never used them. And
all right.
Let's see how it goes. And this time I got 1 success.
Cool.
Only 1 on 6. Yeah.
All right. So as you maneuver the boat towards this small island, you hear some gulls screeching and wheeling overhead, and sort of a bit further, circling higher up, what looks like a large hawk wheeling high above the other birds. And this sort of gives you an uneasy feeling. So you move the boat sort of alongside another small island, like past some trees, giving yourself a little bit of cover as you approach the island that holds the wreck of the magnetrine ship. And after a while, the birds just sort of move off. They don't appear to have spotted you. You pull up the boat, and you're now standing right in front of this large ship. It's right at the shore, and you can see at one point the ship looks as if it was painted, but now everything is just completely rusted. There's a door close to the ground on the side of the ship that faces you, but it's blocked by a large metal beam. And you don't see any other entrance to the ship from where you are.
I don't think I can lift that. And I look at like all of us, and even with all of us, I don't think we can lift that.
So is
you
this
think
metal
you
beam
might
like
be able to lift it?
an intended blockade, or is it like more wreckage thing?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like maybe someone. It does look like it's movable. It looks like an adult could have pulled it in front of the ship and then closed the door or whatever.
It's not a giant steel beam. It's like more of a.
Yeah, it's not huge. Yeah, I mean, it would be difficult for a kid to move, but a big kid like Johan could probably manage it, especially with some help. So.
Yeah, pulling in there.
Are these derelict ships? As I recall, they're not in commission anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But they're only derelict and not like crashed.
No, not crash. It's kind of like I wish I had a picture to show you, but
let me look it up. I'm sure we can find something.
I can also hold up the. This is like what it looks like. You probably cannot see this very well, but whatever. If I had a picture here, I could just share my screen with you, but I don't. So whatever. Yeah, you also notice that like up near the top of the ship, like there's sort of like the bridge of the ship, which is has several like darkened glass windows in it. So if you could scramble up there, then it's possible that you may be able to get into the ship that way. But the side of the ship is pretty slick and rusty, and there's certainly a chance that you could get hurt trying to climb up that high. So.
Does it look like the beam that's covering the entranceway was maybe put up as like a safety by the authorities? Is that the kind of idea we get?
No, not really. It doesn't look like anything sort of like official or whatever. It looks like, I mean, there's quite a lot of wreckage around here. There's several sort of similar metal beams kind of laying around, maybe jutting out of the water here and there. So it looks like maybe someone could have water and put it there before closing the door behind them or something like that, but you're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could give me a investigate roll if you want to, get more detail about.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. 2 successes and 1 still to 2 successes, Mbita.
All right. So you are able to actually piece this together within split seconds, not really wasting much time as you sort of like peer over your surroundings. And you have found like a trail that looks like the beam was maybe like dragged along this trail. But it looks like it was some time ago that the beam was dragged over there, but not like a very long time ago. The trail is sort of like has been a little bit faded by like rain. And you see like a couple of faded boot prints leading towards the door that you're standing in front of. So you think maybe like about a week or so ago, someone might have pulled this thing here, and you're not sure if it's been moved since. You don't think it's been moved since.
I reckon we should move the beam, fellas. What do you guys think?
Sure, that's a great idea.
And everyone probably looks at me like.
So if you guys get going, I can guide you. I'll make sure you do it correctly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I mean, you don't want to get any splinters or get hurt or drop it on Moritz or.
Yeah, keep Moritz away. And yeah,
hey.
It's for your own good.
So I'm gonna roll leadership if that's fine.
Yeah, go for it.
One success.
All right. Well, that's 2 dice, so that's not bad.
pretty good. So, yeah, I'm probably
maybe we can lever it or something.
Good point, actually. Good point.
But with what? I look around. Like, is there like other, like other sturdy things that we could use? Like leverage or something.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah,
There's a few other pieces of metal around, yeah.
Sweet.
And if you're helping him basically create a lever to like move the thing more effectively, then you can give him an extra die by helping him out.
That would be the idea.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So
Teamwork.
that's teamwork plus that. So that's 9 dice for now.
Oh shit.
Don't fail. Don't fail.
Only 1 success.
Oh wow.
I did not. I needed all of those.
Yeah, you guys see, like Johan, you know, Moritz helps Johan like build this lever, and Moritz is just like, yeah, and Johan just like makes this mighty heave. It's a little bit anticlimactic, but he manages to lift the thing up just barely and push it out of the way.
Yeah. Like Moritz, like it's like leaning onto the lever and just like basically it's lifting himself up in the air with no other effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it didn't, it wasn't more dramatic because Moritz was hanging on to the end. Yeah, so with that, you managed to push the beam away.
Well done.
Alles klar, Herr Kommissar.
And yeah, Johan is gonna like tap on Moritz's shoulder. All thanks to you, little buddy.
Moritz is trying to figure out whether he's being taken, like whether this was serious or whether he's being made fun of again. he concludes probably both.
Both, because you found the middle beam even if you were like hanging from it.
Oh, man. All right. So as you push the beam away, you see that the handle of the door itself seems to be a bit broken. The door has been pushed closed, but it doesn't seem to be secured. It's very slightly open, and you hear the sounds of sort of machines whirring somewhere inside.
I reckon we open the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's going first?
I would.
Frederick will
All right.
I wonder what makes that noise. Sounds mechanic.
That's exactly what Frederick is. He's the encyclopedia. He's really interested to find out what is making that noise.
Yeah.
These are derelict ships with some sort of engine noise going on.
Yeah. Probably be ended.
Probably like
strange.
Moritz is like straight behind him because this is like something new and an adventure and I mean, everything curious.
Yeah. And Johan is gonna go like, oh, fearless leader after you.
I will guard the back.
Okay.
All right. So interestingly, as you open this door, Frederick is especially intrigued to realize that there's quite a number of sort of mechanical things in this room. It looks like some kind of machine room or engine room or something like that. But none of the mechanical things in this room are making any noise. And you hear this sort of whirring machine noise, and it's coming from up ahead of you and above you. And in fact, the ship is tilted a little bit. And so there's sort of like this sort of a corridor leading forward and upward in the direction of where you presume is the cockpit of the ship. And that's where the noise seems to be coming from.
Okay, so the noise is there's nothing that we can see. It's still
No.
okay. What is it?
No.
Sound like, Enrica?
It's just sort of this. It sounds to you almost like a generator. It's just this sort of like a humming sound, almost like an engine or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curiosity certainly has got Frederick Blom. What do his compadres think? Go and investigate the sound further. How do they feel?
Definitely.
A bit scared. Like we saw the madman with lots of like injuries and all that stuff. So he's probably like keeping his hand on his pocket knife, like if something happened, I'm there. But holy hell, what's gonna happen?
So
Yes,
as you're like sort of clutching your pocket knife, you actually hear like this sound from somewhere in the same direction that the motor sound is coming from. Some sort of screech that sounds almost like a bird of prey.
Oh god. Yeah, it's probably really startled, like going across the wall, like. Did you hear that too?
Well,
I think Moritz should go in front.
but why? I'm the shortest. They will still get to you. Also, it's a bird. I don't think it will care who's first.
Unless it was not a pigeon, unless it was a gull. The gulls were doing all the attacking last week. Does this
Johan, what do you think? What kind of bird was that?
Don't know actually.
Can
Sounding like a bird of prey, so I don't know. Do we have eagle in here? In our country? And he's looking at the encyclopedia. Like, do we have eagles?
What did
Can I
they?
use my-
What?
I was just going to say, can I use my encyclopedia to just find out?
Yes,
kind of
you
bird it
absolutely
was?
can. So you can roll comprehend. Let's say can add a +2 for using your iconic item.
Can you remind me, what did the ornithologist say about the birds of prey? Because I think he mentioned something there as to their behavior or something.
Yeah, I don't recall if how much information I gave you guys, but he may have mentioned something about thinking that there was some kind of a hawk or something like that that was he thought was leading the birds.
Yeah, I think there was something like that. Of course, like we got a fair bit of bird information as to like
Absolutely.
behavior of the pigeons and the seagulls, and then like at some point you realized that you had said the wrong bird names or something.
Yeah.
Confusing with me.
I unfortunately rolled 9d6 and didn't get 1 6.
Oh god.
What?
All right.
So
This encyclopedia does not cover birds. It's the other edition.
You can take the condition upset.
You could totally do that. You could push it by making yourself sad. Or you can use luck. I can't really think of a consequence you could take and still succeed. So those are your two options.
I think I will use a luck point. Do they reset from last week?
No, because this is really technically the same session. So
Okay, I
the
used,
same adventure.
I think I used one last week.
All right.
So if I use luck, I can re-roll all 9.
Yeah, I think you can re-roll the entire thing. Whereas pushing, you re-roll everything that's not a 1, if I recall correctly. It's not so important, but because you didn't get any successes, or that's not a 6. Sorry.
Well,
So everything.
Yeah, you can re-roll everything with luck. Yep.
So?
Did you get any
I
successes?
didn't get a 6.
You got
Oh, really? That's a bloody bad, dude.
Oh boy! All right. Well, I mean, you can.
I've got one more luck point.
you can get
Actually, I think you can't use luck twice in a row. You can use it only once. You can both push and use luck, but you can't use luck twice. I don't think. But
Okay.
yeah,
No worries.
you're a little bit sort of flustered by this whole situation. You're very excited about everything that's happening, and you're also a little bit scared by this horrible shrieking sound. So you're like flipping through your encyclopedia frantically, but you can't seem to find any information about like hawk cries.
I want to just put this
or
into perspective.
anything else.
I just rolled 18d6.
Oh man, those dice need to be like have some kind of ritual performed on them or something. All right. Yeah. So you're not quite sure what that bird was.
Okay.
It's a bird. It's a bit of a.
Yeah.
I think we have what you need. You have a very weird encyclopedia. Does it have other animals? Does it have dogs?
It's got dogs. Just doesn't have.
It's not birds.
No, it has everything except dogs.
No, it's an encyclopedia just for dogs. Anyway,
Emily's gonna take out her kind of hairspray out of her backpack and keep it handy.
Nice.
Well,
All right.
Maybe Johan, do you have a lighter? Maybe you could get that to give that to Emily as well.
Do I have a lighter, or was there one on the boat?
Now, kids, do not try this at home. If you're watching this thinking that you want to emulate our daring heroes, do not light an aerosol can on fire.
Yeah, that's a really bad idea.
You don't need to lend her your lighter. She already has one of her own. I mean, she being the popular kid, she definitely smokes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but that wouldn't have really occurred to Moritz. Like for Moritz, like a lighter is something practical you need for like being out in the woods, not for smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, and I think Johan is actually not so old, so he's probably thinking the same thing as Moritz. Like, why the fuck would you have a lighter?
So it's up to Emily whether she points this out or not.
Well, I mean, if someone wants to offer her a lighter, she'll happily take it. Then that doesn't have to waste her own.
Yeah. Quick, run back to the boat, grab some stuff, go back.
Well, if it's in the boat, fine, you'll take out her own one.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, probably. Because Johan definitely not have like a lighter on him. There's no way.
All right. So you guys moving towards the cockpit.
Yeah. Slowly but steadily.
So I will need a sneak roll from all of you.
Say what now?
A sneak roll from all of you.
Sneak.
Yes.
She's so good at this. One in sneak.
One thing you can't get other people to do for you.
Nope.
I one success.
Not.
All right.
Okay,
Just tell me if you fail.
I failed.
I fail. Okay.
Like everyone failed.
But maybe I should take a condition because maybe she's a bit scared.
Yeah. You can definitely do that. You can. So now you can re-roll any result that's not a 6.
Yes.
I'm gonna use the luck.
All right, go for it, Mark.
There we go.
Yeah, 2 successes now.
All right, great. You are super sneaky.
Yeah.
Martz is a ninja.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just rolling really shy tonight. I failed.
Again. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you have any more luck?
I've got 1 luck, yeah. Let me
Alright.
spend it. Okay.
All right.
My last luck.
Come on.
No.
Oh god, really?
Oh, really? Damn.
What do I get for being really good at sneaking?
Oh,
Is there something that can help someone else? Give a success to another kid.
Yeah. That's yes. Absolutely. Yeah, so so Frederick basically just practically falls, stumbles and falls.
On Moritz.
And Moritz just reaches out and props him up right before he can fall down. He's like, shh, be careful.
Oh man. Just to put it in perspective again, 24d6, no success.
Maybe you'll have a lucky. soon.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't really work that way, but
Probability
yeah.
theory is a bitch.
All right. So at this point, everyone's succeeded.
Whoa. Okay.
Cool.
Remember the bugs I mentioned that are flying around? Now there's bats hunting for them. This is awesome.
Oh shit!
Just replace,
birds?
yeah, replace them with birds, and you got the surrounding now. That's pretty cool.
All right. So you guys managed to crawl and climb up this tilted ship, and finally you open up a little hatch that leads you up into the cockpit of the ship, and you see a couple of doors around this large room, but your attention is caught by this very large machine in the center of the room, which is surrounded by a bunch of different bird feeders that are sort of a machine almost. It looks almost like an arcade game of some sort. It has like these long metallic arms and blinking lights, and you can hear this humming, whirring sound, which you realize is coming from this really large generator that the thing is hooked up to with like a big battery. And then you realize, as you're sort of like standing there, that there are hundreds of birds. They're just sort of like sitting around, perched on top of the machine, perched on the bird feeders, just sort of a bit back and forth, ruffling their feathers, preening. And there's bird droppings and bird feathers everywhere. And as you reach the top, they all just sort of swivel their heads and just sort of sit there staring at you.
We might need more hairspray.
And then they start to flutter their feathers and flap their wings menacingly as you emerge into the cockpit.
Are there any gulls?
There are quite a number of gulls. They seem, in fact, to be mostly gulls. Yeah.
Whoa.
And there's also quite a few dead bird carcasses littering the floor.
What kind?
Also gulls and a few pigeons.
Hmm.
Well, this is not.
Can I try to comprehend the situation regarding the dead birds?
Yeah, you can.
Cool,
You have
that's
the birds don't seem to have attacked yet. They seem quite agitated, but they haven't made any move to actually attack you.
I'm counting on it. Okay, so I roll comprehend 1 + 5. No.
All right.
I don't really have any inspiration, and I don't think I want to use my luck for this.
Yeah.
So I just
don't
get it. Hey,
yeah.
I'm just as clever as my character now.
You could, you could potentially use your iconic item, your stuffed crow, like sort of ask him like, what's going on with these birds, you know?
I feel that right now, Maurice is not inclined to start like any additional unnecessary conversations.
All right.
He probably does
you're
actually. He does take his crow and like holds him, kind of like. He doesn't make a sound, but like it's the gesture of going like. Meh.
Okay. Yeah. You hear like sort of this this sound again that sounds like a bird of prey, but you realize that it's not coming from within the room. It's coming from somewhere outside. And before, with all of the sort of like echoes inside of the ship, a bit further down, you thought that it was coming from in the cockpit up above, but now you realize that the goshawk that you were told is sort of the leader of these birds isn't in sight. Just all of the gulls, and they don't seem to be trying to attack you, but they seem a bit aggressive. They're sort of like staring at you and flapping their wings, but so far
agitated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No move to do anything to you.
Can Frederick make any sense of the machine that's making this noise?
Yeah, absolutely. You could give me investigate or comprehend to try to. What is it exactly that you want to find out about the machine?
Well, first of all, is it a generator? If it's not a generator, what is it? Best guess.
Yes,
Kind of.
that's actually calculate.
Mm.
So that's the appropriate skill. So you can roll that for me.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't get any successes this time, you need to get some new dice.
I
Just
got
burn those ones.
Three successes. 3 out of
How many?
5.
How many successes?
3.
3. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. All
Yeah.
right. So if you end up using this information to do something with this machine later, you're going to have quite a substantial bonus. So actually, you will have a +3 bonus. No, a +2 bonus. If you use this knowledge. So inspecting the machine carefully, you realize that the machine seems to be designed to basically automatically catch birds and implant chips into their brains. It seems to have some sort of like beacon that lures the birds in, and then these arms can be used to pluck the birds out of the air, catch them, and then like shove them inside of the machine where this chip is like forcibly put into their heads.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is there a power cord? Can I turn it off?
You can certainly try to disable the machine in some way using the tinker skill, and you'll have a bonus on this. But as you're sitting there, as everyone's kind of sitting there, like eyeing the birds, and as you're investigating the machine with the birds kind of like giving you these looks, there's a sound like a creaking door, and this man emerges from like a bit further from this door, like at the front of the room. And you see this man sort of like step out, and he's wearing this filthy lab coat covered in bird droppings and dirt. And he has like this, he's like slightly balding, but he has like really long, sort of greasy blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail. And he has a little bit of a beard coming in as if he hasn't shaven for a really long time. Yeah. And he's like bleary-eyed. He looks like he hasn't slept. He almost looks to you like maybe he's been crying. And he comes out and he looks a little bit disoriented. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing here? You're ruining my beloved's work. What is this? Get out of here at once. You're not supposed to be here."
Well, we're sort of looking for someone.
I don't care who you're looking for. You've come to the wrong place. Get out of here, or there will be consequences.
Are you Gunner?
Yes. What is it to you?
Mason is looking for you. I think that's her name, right?
Yes, well, I don't care. I didn't invite her. I didn't tell her to come. All right?
She isn't very well.
She doesn't have anywhere else to go to. She's being maltreated by her father.
Bah, that's not my concern right now. I have to complete the experiment for my beloved. And you see like sort of a tear starting to well up under one of his eyes as he gazes off distantly for a moment.
What happened
He seems
to
a bit
her?
distracted. None of your concern. She'll be back soon. She's coming back for me.
Well, if she's coming back, then maybe you should go and look after your niece.
My niece is old enough to take care of herself. It's none of my business. She has parents.
She is not old enough. She's a kid. She needs an adult to help her. She's not well.
All right. So you guys, one of you guys may make an empathy roll if you want. And if any of you would like to try to do any other actions while the other characters are talking, like do something with the machine or anything else like that, then you can do that.
Yeah, so I empathize. Just 7 dice. Come on. Lily needs a new pair of birds.
Can I help?
It's kind of hard to help someone with like
Well, that's true. Yeah.
something like this
Yeah.
because you're just trying to read someone. But you could
Well,
make
can
a
I-
roll yourself.
Yeah.
You could also roll.
Yeah.
And
No
yours
problem.
successes.
2. All right.
1 success.
1 success. All right.
And, while he's bleary-eyed and probably focused on the one talking, I'm gonna try to sneak to the machine, like try to get not noticed by him mainly.
All right. You can give me a sneak roll. And what is Frederick doing?
He's going to help Johan. He's also been very interested in the machine, and any information that he learned, maybe he can sort of pass on to Johan.
Absolutely. So you guys can do it either way you want. Like you can decide who is the main person and who is the helper, bearing in mind that the helper basically just adds 1 die to the whole pool. So
Yeah.
Well, my
but you need to
tinker
make a
is
sneak roll
extremely
too.
low.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, do I? I was just saying my tinker is extremely low, so I reckon Johan.
Yeah.
Ah,
And my sneak, I used my last luck point and got 2 successes on the second one.
All right. So you can help. Frederick succeed if he doesn't get a success on his sneak roll.
Yeah.
I got two successes.
Nice. All right. So you guys are both.
Starts rolling.
You guys are both.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's like some specific bonus that you get for this. This is something that's a little bit. These bonus effects are something that sort of need to be learned. So you find something unexpected, okay. So as you guys are both sneaking with extreme sneakiness, you kind of go around the side of the machine, and you notice, both of you, that there's some wires that look a little bit frayed. And it looks as if maybe this is they're kind of like exposed. Like the rest of the machine is sort of, the cables are like in this really heavy plastic and casing and so on and so forth. But this little area of the machine, it looks like there's actually like a weak point with a little bit of the machinery kind of like sticking out, some frayed wires and so on. So meanwhile, you guys, how did you do on your empathy rolls again?
1 success.
2 successes.
And 2 successes. All right. So let me again double check the empathy bonus effect. Okay. So you guys basically just get quite a lot of information. Emily, as you're talking about his niece, you realize that he really does not seem too concerned about his niece at all. He's extremely preoccupied by this whole situation with the machine and his beloved, whoever this is. You presume it's probably Lena, but he hasn't mentioned her name, and he seems like he's just very and Mark especially notices that he seems very he seems a little bit doubtful that she's actually coming back for him, and this seems to be like just really bothering him.
Cool. I really feel that like this would be a job more for Emily, seeing how we all have to be mean about his beloved.
Yeah.
But I guess like because I kind of got that impression, I have to like suggest it through my own questioning and then hope that Emily picks up on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like. So why did she leave? Where's she gone to?
It doesn't matter. It's none of your business. She'll be back soon.
But what if she isn't? What if she's? What if you're waiting for her like Mason is waiting for you? What if she doesn't care?
Yeah, how do you feel if Lena abandoned you?
His eyes start to
you
well up a
are
bit.
your niece.
He seems a bit choked. So you guys can both give me a charm roll, and the other two can give me. Well, you could give me tinker rolls, or actually, each of you guys are going to roll separately. So this is actually like an extended trouble, and there's a difficulty level, which is at this point it's going to be equal to twice the number of kids here, so it's going to be 8, and so you have to roll the total number of successes equal to or greater than that. So you guys are, 2 of you are talking to him, trying to psych him out, and 2 of you are dealing with the machine. So you could use tinker, program, or program on the machine, and then you guys can each make your own rolls for that, actually, instead of helping one another. And the other 2, you can try to like wrestle him to the ground, or you can. It seems that your strategy is basically trying to psych him out and get him to feel regret. So let's go with charm for both of you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go for that before trying to
me
try
too.
him with my hairspray.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
It's not totally unreasonable.
So I only have 2 dice for this, and that didn't work out the first attempt. I can try again if I have to.
All right.
But like, I mean, I know that like Moritz knows that he is not like the best at this. So now that he has imparted the like ideas to where we want to go with this, he's totally happy to like step back and like not do too much with this, like on his side.
All right.
Let
Let's
Emily
see how
do the
everyone
talking.
else does. Emily.
Let's do one side, then the other, maybe.
Yeah.
Since it's 2 different things. Could
Yeah,
be easier.
Exactly. Emily, how did you do?
On my empathy, I mean my charm thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Two successes.
Right. Now, I would also like to point out that even if you do not fail, if you guys end up not having enough successes, you can still push your rolls in order to re-roll any non-6s and get more successes. So
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
So as
By the way,
you're,
but
as
then we
you're,
get conditions, right?
yeah, exactly. But that
Okay.
happens sometimes. You may feel sad as you're, explaining to him about like abandonment or whatever.
I think I got to do that because it would make total sense for Moritz to get upset about this topic.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna push it and re-roll my 2 dice.
All right.
No dice. And I'm gonna try 1 luck just because I want to win here. Yeah, no.
Oh, damn.
Okay. So Emily, as you guys are talking to him, he seems a bit like unfazed by Moritz and sort of like gives him this odd look, like weirdo. But your words seem to get to him, and he really just starts actually weeping and sobbing. Meanwhile, he doesn't notice at all as the other 2 have snuck up to the machine and begun trying to disable it. So, how you guys?
Is there anything like edible or drinkable around, or like has it been eating the bird poop?
Well, he came out of this little room at the other end of the ship, and you can't really see what's in there. Peering around the corner, it looks like there's like a few like packs of crackers and some bottles of soda in there, but.
I'll go and grab one of the bottles of soda and I'll give it to him and say, there, it'll be okay, and then I'll pat his shoulder.
All right. He cries a little bit harder, and his shoulders are just kind of like heaving. He's like, my beloved.
Oh god.
And meanwhile, how are you guys doing on the machine front?
So you can only push once, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
I pushed
But
for.
you can use luck again.
Yeah, but I got no luck. So I got 1 success, then pushed for injured. While
Right.
fiddling with cable that are probably like with eye power in it, and I got another success, so 2.
All right. Cool. So 4 in total.
Yep.
Oh man. All
Yeah,
right.
putting a knife blade to metal cables probably powered by something is not a good idea. Don't do
Yeah.
that, kids.
All right. So how is Frederick doing?
He got 1 success. How does the push work?
So you can re-roll any result that is not a 6, and you take 1 condition that is not already marked off.
Okay, so I'll re-roll 2d6. What
Are you
conditions do I have?
rolling the bonus dice that you got for your previous calculate roll?
No, I haven't yet.
All right, because you
Plus-
can do that before
yes,
you push if you want, because you have 2 extra dice.
Oh, and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them is a 6, so I've got
All right.
2 successes.
All right.
And then I'll push twice
All right.
as well. No, just 2 successes.
All right.
And then you can give me conditions.
Yeah. You can decide what you think is appropriate. I mean, you could be injured, you could be scared as like a bolt of electricity kind of like jolts you. It's up to you. You can choose the condition you want to affect you.
Yeah, I reckon he's a little overzealous with this tinkering, being an encyclopedia bookworm, and he electrocutes himself slightly.
Yeah, we both electrocute ourselves.
Just imagine how like how we see you in the background doing this, and we're both going like.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you don't quite have enough successes to overcome the trouble. You need 2 more. So I think Emily hasn't pushed a roll yet, so you can do that if you want. Re-roll all of the non-successes.
Wait, for doing what?
So you need a total of 8 successes in order to overcome the extended trouble, and you need 2 more, so you
okay,
could push if you want. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll do that.
And in fact, I would say you can have 1 extra die from the results of the empathy roll, because you didn't really get much extra for that, and you rolled quite well on that. So, yeah. And in fact, Moritz rolled well on that too, right?
I was the one to roll.
Oh,
well.
you were
I
the
rolled
one.
2
Okay,
successes.
sorry. Then Moritz can roll 1 more die.
Does that mean I get to roll it all the 3 times I try to roll?
Yes.
So I roll it 3 times. Okay.
Yes.
First time around, nope. Second time around, yes.
All right.
That was a success.
One
And
more. We need 1 more.
yeah, and I guess like that. Then I rolled for luck, so
Yes.
I would be. But I don't get to re-roll the same dice. Like that doesn't make sense, does it?
But I
But
can
each
push my
time
roll,
you would
right?
have gotten 1. Oh,
This is the problems we get from
yeah.
retconning.
Yeah. I know.
I don't think I get to re-roll.
All right.
But I have 1 more success, so we only need the 1,
Yes.
and Emily can still push it, just figuring out like what condition to go for. And also, Emily, did you even like? Well, I guess if you use luck, you re-roll your 6s as well. We don't want that.
I don't have any luck.
Oh, you don't have any luck. Okay,
I'm too
then.
old.
You're too old.
Yeah, and
No, but-
that's re-rolling the entire result actually.
Yes,
So,
exactly. So we won't want that. So you
Yeah.
just you can push
But I
it.
can push it.
yeah.
Like salt
Maybe
and
get
pepper.
scared by all the freaking birds.
Or sad
That's sad.
from watching
Yeah.
him
I
cry.
got 1 more success.
Oh, right. That's exactly how much you needed.
What a
Okay.
team.
Whoa.
So Emily, you start feeling like very sad as he's like breaking down, crying in front of you. But he
But a little
he's, like,
proud also.
he just he's
Yeah.
just like
They have this
babbling and like
profound effect on people.
yeah, just babbling and blubbering and just totally losing his shit. Meanwhile, Frederick and Johan, despite having electrocuted themselves in the process, finally managed to short circuit the machine, causing it to shut down.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, Moritz has also started crying a bit and like mumbling things in German under his breath to his crow.
I'll get you a soda as well then.
So as Gunnar's just sitting there in tears, and the machine is like powering down. The birds just sort of like sitting there, still flapping their wings a little bit despondently. Gunnar he's just sort of like, go away, just leave me alone. You've destroyed my work. Not sure what more you want from me. Now that the
Well,
machine
go
is
home.
broken, all of the birds will just slowly die. And that'll be the end of this experiment.
Wait, die? No.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late.
Whoops.
They have these implants on their heads, and they're also just birds. So eventually, they're gonna die either just from natural causes or from infections caused by these nasty computer chips in their brains.
So basically, nothing at all. Like they're just gonna die the way that they would have died anyway.
Well, except that there are no more being created. So you've destroyed his machine. Yeah.
Okay, like I would like to ask what the point of this was, but Moritz right now is not in a state of mind to actually ask that because he. Well, I'll leave my reaction to a little later until we've actually resolved the more interesting things.
All right. Yeah. So.
Well, Emily wants to know why, because this ruined her shoes.
Right.
Yeah. And Johan wants to know why, because it's killing fucking birds.
Yeah. And Frederick wants to know why, because he got friggin' electrocuted.
Upset.
So basically, we have like 3 kids in unison shouting, "But why?"
Yeah.
Like you want him to tell you why he did this, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much. He's just sort of like he looks sadly off into the distance, and he's very like quiet for quite a while, and he won't really tell you many details about this. But he just sort of starts shaking his head. My beloved, she just wanted to prove herself. I just wanted to help her. You'll never understand.
Not the way you are explaining.
And he's just like, breaks down into just complete incomprehensible babbling.
I think we should leave him.
Yeah. I think we should go and just maybe call the cops.
Yeah, as you guys are deciding that everybody should leave and just leave him, Moritz basically like runs up to him and starts hitting him with his little fists on his head. Like, you self-sorry man, you are so pitiful. You have to be there for those that need help.
I think we need to drag Moritz away
your
now.
own needs.
He's
you don't
like
abandon children.
I am pitiful. She's never coming back, is she?
Why would she? You're horrible.
And now he's just like howling with just like grief, and he's got like snot pouring out of his nose, just like running down his face. His eyes, his nose are
that's
red.
Something we have in common because basically, like Moritz is just shouting things like, "You don't abandon your children. You don't abandon your children." And like keeps.
I think Johan will grab like Moritz by his hood, like, and just like drag him off an hand.
You don't abandon children. Yeah, like as we leave, Moritz calms down and kind of like talks quietly to Hieronymus in German. But you're pretty sure that most of what he's saying is you don't abandon children.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Gunnar, having been having his plans foiled, so you guys you make your way back home. It's quite late by now. Your parents, of course, scold you about having been out and missed dinner and so on and so forth. No matter how much you try to explain to them about the machine and the birds, they just sort of like give you something ranging from total disinterest to basically laughing at you, or accusing you of just coming up with ridiculous excuses for not coming home on time.
I think Moritz actually doesn't even try to explain any of this. He just basically sniffles and hugs his dad and says, "I miss Mom."
So you guys can all set a little scene if you want to about what happens as you come home to your parents or wherever at the end of the evening after this is all over. What you're doing to wind down and relax, and what do you think about all of this when it's over?
So I mean, basically, this is how my scene starts. Like, I basically come in and like my dad scolds me, like where have you been? Like, I made food. Like, everything is cold. And like I was like, "I'm sorry." we were out. And then I just like start crying a bit, hug him, saying, "I miss you, Mama." And then we just like sit down on the couch and like he talks me down. And that's pretty much how like I probably just like I fall asleep at some point. He just puts me in bed.
Yeah, and he notices you sort of like twitching fitfully in your sleep as you're dreaming about the killer birds.
Pretty cool. So what about the others?
Frederick comes from a family of brainiacs. That's why he's encyclopedia and that. And he's just sitting down with his dad, who's a electrical engineer, and just saying, I just couldn't identify this bird, Dad. And he's just going through the encyclopedia.
Difficult stuff.
In some other alternate reality, some guy threw 24 sixes and not one of them was a success. And he's just like going through this with his dad. And Dad's going, "Okay, son, let's start from the beginning." And he's giving him a couple of pointers.
Perfect.
That's
You
awesome.
want to look under A for avian.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, Johan probably goes home to like his family, and there's tons of people, like there's grandma, like children, and he's trying to explain like to his parents. There's probably but little children that are more listening to it, and it's just going like, but all the birds are going to die, so it's pretty sad. But we need to do something, and he's going to talk about Mason and like abusive father, like. Well, I know the farm is not good, but we need to help her. Like, this is not happening, and she got her uncle, and it's just a deep shit. And her mother is probably gonna scold him like really bad, like, not in front of the other kids. Where did you hear that?
Language.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, he's pretty much telling the whole tale, and it's probably like his little brother and sisters that are listening to it.
Yeah, as you're like, finally going to bed at night, like sort of exhausted from all of this and talking to people that aren't listening to you, there's a pigeon hops up onto your window and starts like chirping happily at you, or cooing happily at you, I guess. Right, and Emily.
Yeah, Emily, she's gonna go home. She's gonna make a couple of sandwiches, grab a carton of juice, and put that in a bag, and then she's gonna go make a mixtape, of course, and then she'll go over to my son and go give all that to her.
Nice. Yeah, my son's really happy to see you. And you actually, over the next few weeks, you end up hanging out with her quite a lot, and you guys become friends. So Gunnar he leaves town, and you don't really hear much of anything about him again. But he lets my son continue staying in his house, so you guys are able to go and visit her and hang out with her whenever you want.
We have a new, better shack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some loot.
It's gonna be a drug den.
But the drugs are adventures.
We just need a general disclaimer, like that people should just not do anything that's being discussed in this game. Anyway.
I didn't know this was a family show.
Oh, no. Just like, kids getting up to bad behavior. Anyhow.
Well, no, I was more thinking like at a later date, though. Right.
Yeah, I mean, anyone could be watching. You never know.
You're gonna be responsible on the internet.
Yeah.
There might be mild cursing occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys, the rest of the summer passes pretty uneventfully, other than the fact that every now and then you see a large goshawk wheeling and screaming high overhead. But the birds over the course of the summer they slowly sort of disappear or die out, other than Johann's pigeon, which seems to hang around him quite a lot. And yeah, the rest of your summer passes pretty uneventfully as you await the beginning of the school year with a mix of anticipation and dread, maybe a little more of one for some of you and a little more of the other for others. But yeah, that's the conclusion of our scenario. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, I'll go ahead and stop this podcast. But right.
Awesome.